Hi there, and welcome back to the Lisa Nichols Show. This is that safe space that we come to gather more information, more techniques and tools to live the life that we want to achieve. We come here to gather as a tribe to let ourselves know that we're not alone, to learn, to grow, to acknowledge our greatness, and to also find out how can we touch the next best version of ourselves. I'm so excited because I'm doing these, videos and these classes around the questions that came out of our Powerhouse Speakers event. We opened up a space for our community to ask your burning question about business or speaking, and we got some delicious, delicious questions. They were so good that I didn't want to just hold the content to that private group. I wanted to make it available to everyone. Like, it's juicy. Some of the answers are something that can serve you possibly. So today I'm answering Della's question. Della's question is such a good question. Oh my God, this is like the question that everyone is asking these days. Della asked the question, how do I transition from providing free content to providing content for fee? How do I go from free to fee in my business? Oh my God, that's a good question. Now, I got to tell you that some of these questions I'm answering from what I know now, because when I started, it was a whole different path. Like, how long I had to go for free is not the same length of time that you have to go for free as well. However, when I stepped into fee, it looked a lot different than how you need to step into fee these days. So Della, I love your question, and type thank you, Della, in chat if you needed this answer as well. Because I always say when I'm coaching one, I'm coaching many. Let's make it available. And my business was built, like I had started business. I was in business for 5 years, but my business became a profitable, sustainable, consistent business when I started getting coaching. You know why? Because I began to learn from people who were 10 to 20 steps ahead of me. And the problem I was about to have was the problem they had already forgot about. And so I love these questions. I love the opportunity to help shorten your growth time. So how do I transition from free to fee in my business? This is something that I've seen a lot. People want to get their foot in the door, so they start volunteering or doing things that they want to build their business around. So number one, Della, is to find someone else doing what you want to do that's doing it for fee already, and hook your caboose to their train, put on your seatbelt, eat your Wheaties, hydrate, and take your B12, and learn, learn, learn. Most people won't do that because they think they've come too far in their career. They think that their bio is too big to volunteer. But your bio is big in that other industry, in that other area. This, for many game changers, is a whole new area. So volunteer your time so that you can do two things. One, bring brilliance to the table, because leaders are leaders no matter where they go. So you want to bring your leadership ability. You want to add value to the environment. So that's the first reason why you want to volunteer, to add value. The second is like juicy. You volunteer your time so that you can see the behind the scenes and get the real experience of what's happening as a valuable stepping stone to building yours. I can't tell you how many entrepreneurs came on my campus, brilliant individuals in their own right, doing their thing, and they volunteered and saw the behind the scenes, and what they witnessed behind the scenes helped them to build their machine sooner, quicker, faster, and with more grace and ease. So you want to, one, volunteer. You want to volunteer for two reasons. One, add your value. You got problem solving abilities. You got all this goodness in you. And then two, you want to see the behind the scenes curtains so that you can learn on someone else's dime. Type that in chat. I'm learning on someone else's dime. That was me. I volunteered at the same event 42 times. Most people know I went to the same conference 42 times. What they don't know is that I went the first time as a student, and every other time I went as a volunteer. So I went one time as a student. I went 41 times as a volunteer, over 13 years. And it was an 8-day conference. And so I had to be away from my son that much, but I built something that was irreplaceable on the knowledge that I learned behind the black curtain. Number two, you want to celebrate and recognize what you've accomplished already. So build your business on cement, not sinking sand. Because you offer something for free does not mean you haven't made major impact and progress. Now, the other thing is that you want to track. Here's the third area. You want to track the outcomes that are produced for free, because free or fee does not change the value. I should have started with this. Your fee and your value will not equal. So you can give me something for free. You can give it to me for $97. My first program on my campus that you can step into is $28. But the value of the program is intense. It's a 3-digit value, at least $500, at least. But it's $28 so that people can easily say yes to themselves. So your fee and your worth do not equal. So often we have this idea of what success looks like and what makes an accomplishment valid. I've learned that almost always those are not our own beliefs, but the beliefs of others that we've taken on. So I want you to take a minute and think about what you've done in the past 6 months. What have you done? What have you accomplished in the past year, the past 5 years? Listen, I know that your to-do list is really, really long. Because you're a gladiator and you're looking at this video, you're on this channel, your to-do list is long. You want to produce some things in the world. But guess what? I will always challenge you that your to-done list is much, much longer. You've done so much in the last 6 months, the last year, the last 5 years. Man. Now, what new accomplishments have you made? Celebrate them. Be aware of them. What old accomplishments that are under-celebrated? Celebrate them. You know why? Because what's celebrated gets repeated. And celebration is the fuel to your future. Like gratitude is the fuel to your future. Be grateful and celebrate what you've already done while you're creating this for fee platform. Now, the next piece of advice is give yourself permission to be paid. What? Did she say that? Yes, she did. So many times we want to be paid, we want money, we want our bank account to just magically grow without us doing the work necessary to accept payment. And if you're already accepting payment, do the work necessary to accept a greater, bigger, bolder payment. I'll never forget when my fee was $3,000 as a speaker. I was like, oh my God, this is everything. And then it went to $7,500 as a speaker. I was so scared, like, no one's going to hire me. Oh my God. It had nothing to do with the value I brought on stage. And then I went to $10,000 and I'm like mortified. I'm sweating, everyone's sweating. And I remember I was at an event with Les Brown and he went up and he did it. Boom. And I went up and I did it. Boom, boom. And he looked at me and I looked at him and we had a candid conversation and he asked me my fee. And at the time, I don't know what his fee was, maybe $20,000 or something. And he asked me my fee and I was like, 10,000. And he looked at me and literally you could see how the fee didn't match the experience. Now your fee doesn't match your worth, but I knew I should have been different. I knew that. And he looked at me and he said, if you charge $5,000 and you play full out and did what you just did, and you go home with $5,000 and the client goes home happy, everyone's good, right? I said, yes. He goes, and if you charge $15,000 and you give him what you just gave him, and the client goes home happy and you go home happy, then all's good, right? I said, yeah. He goes, which experience do you want to go home with? And I realized that it wasn't about the business. It was about my self-development. So I had to give myself permission to be paid. And then the last thing, you want to get people's connection to you by building your credibility in that area. So serve them. Think about the guy at the mall in the food court that gives free samples of the orange chicken. You know, like if you ever go to the mall, there's that one place that's giving free samples. Have you ever noticed that their line is the longest for customers? It's like the best example ever. So when the malls are fully back open again and everything's back up forward to its new norm, go and check. And if in this new climate we can do that still, you'll notice that there's this person giving samples. You know why? Because they're so confident that you're going to like that orange chicken that you're going to get in line. And innately, I always wonder, why aren't they giving away a free little bit of corn dog? Why aren't they giving away a free little French fry? Why aren't they giving away free small slices of pizza? Are they all not looking at this dude having the longest line in the food court at the mall? Sample. Let people be bold and be bold and audacious about your content. Give people value for free and then invite them. My last piece is make an invitation. If this was of value for you, I'd like to invite you. Okay, I got so much more, but for now, chew on that and implement it. This is not just a collection of information experience. I don't want you to be like a consummate data collector. I don't want you to be an info junkie. I want you to be an implementation junkie. I want you to be so on fire that you don't need me to give you shovels and shovels and shovels of information. You want a spoonful and then you apply. A spoonful and then you apply. A spoonful and then you what? You should be saying apply right about now. So what are you going to do with this information? Tell me what in this content gave you something like, okay, hold on. Let me go do that. Let me go find somewhere to volunteer this year. Is in a space that I want to grow into. Let me find someone that makes my knees knock and my teeth chatter, and let me ask them, how can I serve them? Now remember, this show is not a monologue. It's a dialogue. I'm in a delicious, dynamic conversation with you. So leave a comment. What's your BOL? What's your aha? What did you need to hear? Leave me some of your burning questions. I'm taking them. I love coaching. After all, this is your home, and we are your tribe. This is a judgment-free zone. You can come here and bring your brilliance and your questions, and we will always say, welcome home. I'm your sister in prosperity and in possibility. And I don't just say I love you and I believe in you because that's my closing line. It's because I don't know the last time you heard someone say, I believe in you and I love you. And I just want you to know that I do. I'll see you on that next video. Just click it. There's more good stuff. It's juicy. Trust me.